Hi, my tax deed investors. Today, I want to give you a recap of my experience going to another state, to another auction that I completely didn't have any information for. And if you are one of my students, I did what you asked. So a lot of times I get my students and they're like, you make it so easy because, you've been investing in these states and you know the information. So I challenged myself because one of my students was like, it's not as easy as you seem. And I'm like, no, I really have this process. And if you just follow the process, you can do this anywhere. So I basically just took my process, even though I never invested in Oklahoma. I went out there with my process and I stayed for the auction. Now, what I'm about to tell you is just completely amazing. I learned so many different things that I never have experienced. I have invested in Georgia so far, California, and Texas, like as you guys know, is my favorite state. So anyway, what I wanted to cover is, and you'll see some of the footage because I took some of the footage for a few things. Number one, I always tell my students, find out about the registration process. So on day one, there was a line outside the door for all the people that did not register. The pre-registered people, the line was not outside the door. So that's rule number one when you're investing in tax deeds, is to pre-register for an auction, because you don't want to get in the case like a lot of the people did. The auction had already started and they hadn't even registered for it. So that's number one. And you'll see footage of the difference between the registered line and the pre-registered line. Number two, I always encourage my new students, and if you're new to this and you've never heard of tax deeds, I encourage you to go to a local auction if they have them in your state. Like my California people, most of the auctions are online, so you don't actually get the opportunity to actually go in person. But you can do foreclosures because they do have foreclosure auctions in person in California, but it's the same process. It's the same process, literally. So one of the things that I wanted you to get from that is, if you're new to this, it's really a good idea to go to the auction for a few things. Number one is networking. I've met some amazing people. I even have a good friend. We both had moved to Texas. She lived in Hawaii. I lived in California. We both had moved here together, and we're still friends till this day. We always talk about different counties and we collab. Like, she lives south and I live north, so we collab on counties. So that's one reason why you should go to an auction. The second reason is to learn the process and understand what's going on in your area. And what I mean by that is knowing who your competitors are, like knowing who are the big time people in your competition. Even though this is my first time, well, I shouldn't say my first time because Houston is huge. I mean, no, I don't think anybody has anything on Houston. That's one of the largest auctions I've been to thus far, but there was over 3,000 registrants in Oklahoma. And I know that one of my students attended, and she was overwhelmed. She only stayed a few hours, but I was telling her that it's important to go because you get to network with people, you get the experience, but most importantly, you guys, and I'm going to say something at the end of this video, but most importantly, for my overage students, it's important to stay because you get the information. So I stayed 3 days at this auction because they had over 2,000 properties, and I stayed 3 days. You know why? Because I am committed to helping my overage students make money so that they can invest in tax deeds. So if you are watching this video and you're watching it before July 13th, I suggest, if you're interested in overages, to sign up, because this is the last month that I will be offering my overage course for the price that I'm offering it, because I've had so many great people come in and make their money back from my course. So I'm increasing it. Also too, I get so many people that I want to kind of like have it close knit. So the last month, this month that I'm doing it, it has been close knit because I didn't advertise it. So those people are lucky. But this auction, once again, I have all the data that the public does not have access to yet. So that's why I encourage you, if you're a tax deed investor and you don't really have the money, go. I mean, there was a bid that went for over $600,000. I don't have $600,000 cash. I'll be completely honest, right? But I was so excited because I do overages, and the minimum opening bid was $200,000 and it went for over $600,000. So you do the math on that. So that means that there's a little bit over $400,000 worth of overage to collect for an over student. Now, the funny thing about that case though is that it looks like the people that were there that bid it over 600,000, it looked like there was some type of real estate war because the two people were like arguing afterwards. So I don't know anything about that, but hey, they might need me to help them collect the overage. I don't know. But the whole point I'm trying to get in this video is I want you to see that I am a full-time tax deed investor. There are a lot of people out there that just talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. I walk the walk. I'm not only a full-time tax deed investor, but I actively pursue overages. And the reason why I do that is because I love helping people, okay? So I do it. Some people be like, well, why are you doing this? And why are you telling people? Because guess what? I collected over 100 overages. Me personally, I can't do that all by myself and be a full-time investor. So that's why I have you, and we work as a team, and we work collectively over all the overages. So if you're interested in my overage course, please sign up. It's a mastermind and it's a group effort. And what I've done and what I've saw that has been successful is that a lot of my students group together, because over the larger claims that are over 100,000, I actually put you guys in groups to work together. So not only do you have accountability, but you have your peers, and then you have me to guide you through the whole process. So stay tuned, and you're gonna see what these bids went for. And I do this because I want to encourage and empower and let everybody know that there is opportunity to buy real estate without spending hundreds of $1,000s. And also, you know, let me tell you, when I first started out, I had to use hard money lenders, and it can be it could be, I can't even think of the word, it could be overwhelming. Okay, and then you have to have all these stipulations for it. But with tax deeds, I'm going to show you. I'm going to even have it at the end of this video. The guy that was doing the auction, he said he's been doing it for 15 years and never saw an opening bid for 66 cents, and it actually sold for $100. So I'm here to tell you, this is like the best kept real estate secret ever, because there was basically, if anybody had any type of budget, you could have brought a property there. So I'm going to be covering some of that in this video, so stay tuned.
I'm not getting that long line outside.
This is the Oklahoma auction. The line is crazy outside. I did pre-registration, which is important. I'm going to show you what, if you don't register before the auction, what it looks like, but this is pre-registration line. I'm going to show you what the registration looks like the day of the auction. It's actually rather long, but this is Oklahoma auction. So the auction is about to start, and this is why it's important to register before, because these are all the people that are waiting to register. As you can see, the line is out the door, so that's why it's important to register before the auction. The auction's about to start. So the auction, actually they're waiting for people that registered. This is actually a rather big auction. There's a lot of people from Oklahoma. So I have my bidder's permit, and I will be bidding today, and I'll let you know what my results are. Look at this long line. The auction's about to start in 15 minutes, and these people did not come prepared. So guess what this tells me? There's a lot of newbies at this auction.
Residential property has a minimum starting bid of $14.66. Minimum bid. I need 100 where? I have $100 for it. 200 there, $300 for, $400, 400 there. Now 500, 600 to bank, $600. And 700 by 700. And 700, 800, 900, 12, 52, 1750. And $750 for. Now $2,000. And 70 half, 2,000, 22 and a half, 2,500. 2,500 for, 2,500 for, 64 residential has a minimum base price at $58.66. Minimum bet. $500 there, $203, $300, $400, $5 to buy, $750, $750 for $1,000, 12 and a half, 15 there, 17 half, 2,000, 22 and a half, 2250, 22 and a half, 22 and a half, 2250 for 2500 there, 750, 27 and a half, 27 and a half to buy, 2750 for it, 2750, 25, $2,750 here, 27 and a half. Now 3,000, 30. Rebid. $117.32. $117.32. Anybody? Minimum bet. I need here. $200 where? $200 there. $300 buy, 4 there. $500, $600, $700, $800, $9,000, $12 and a half, $1,500 for it. $15, $17 half, $2, $2,500, $25, $3,000, $3,500, $35 to the buy, $35, $35, $4,000, $4,000 here, $4,000, $4,500, $4,045, $4,500 line, minimum bet. $502, $304, $405, $750, $1,000, $12 and a half, $15 there, $17 half, $50,000, $25, $3, $35, $4, $35, $4,000, $4,000, $4,500, $45 and a line, $5,000, $5,000, $45 and a line. Residential property has a minimum starting bid of $14.66. $14.66 minimum bet. $100. $100 where? $100. $100 two. $200, $300, $300, $400, $400, $500, $600, $700. $700, $800, $800, $900, $900, $1,000. $1,000 here. $1,000 for $1,000. $1,450. $3,000 to buy, $3,000. $3,000 for it. $3,000 to buy, $3,000 for it. 27 and a half, $3,000 last call. $3,000 and a half. Sold the property up front, $2,750. Buyer number, man, what's that buyer number? 537. Minimum bid, thank you. I need 500 to go. I had 500 where? $500 for it. Somebody get $300, $400. I need 3 and 4, $400 to buy, $400 on last call. 300, 400, 400, 500, $600. And $600 gold, pound 6 here, 600, 700, 700, 6 here, 700, $800, $800 to buy, $800 gold, last call. $700 and a half. Sold the property $700. 368. Minimum bet. Oh, who'll give 100? I had 100 where? I need down about $50. I'm 50 where? I'm 50 where? I'm 50 about 50. I'm 50, $50 here, $50 on a $50.